I'm Edson Buddle. I play for Ingolstadt in Germany, and you're watching Futbolr TV.
Futbolr.
I'm addicted to Futbolr. I'm addicted to Futbolr. I'm addicted
Edson, welcome back to the States, man. Welcome to Futbolr TV.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. Once again, man. Last time I saw you, it was right before the World Cup. And first time you got a chance to go with the U.S. national team over to South Africa. Obviously, you had a great experience, and you came back, and you have a new situation. Can you tell us what club you play for, where you at right now?
I'm in Germany right now, and playing for Ingolstadt, and they were kind of low-level team, fighting to get out of that position. And right now we're out of relegation. We won the last 3 and tied 1, so we're climbing the ladder. Still work to do though. So
now, I mean, obviously it's the first time you're playing with a club out of United States. I mean, tell me, let's take us back to your transition. I mean, even going over there for your first time, your experience with practice. What's the difference?
I would say they're strict. You know, they're straight to the point. You know, they want to time everything. All sprints are timed, and they have double days, sometimes twice a week. I'll say they do extra before they give you less.
Can you go through a practice session for us? From the first session to the second?
I would say the first session would be no ball. It's just, you know, different stations. You know, you warm up first, and then you go into the stations where you have like either pulling sleds or you're jumping on boxes, and you're going either ladders and flagpoles. You know, you can zigzag through that, or you're doing just 8 sprints, you know, timed, so you're not cheating. And then in the afternoon, it'll be ball work, you know, passing drills, short, long, and then you get into some functional training, and then you'll break off into a game. So about 2 hours each session, probably.
Now, how do you find that type of training? Do you find, is it helping you as an athlete, or is it helping your game? How's your touch? I mean, you left MLS with a hell of a touch.
It's strenuous, you know, just every day, just jumping straight in, especially when all the other guys on the team are seasoned. You know, I was coming off the season, and these guys are mid-season form. So for me to catch up to them, you know, it was a little bit of a challenge, but, you know, I have nothing else to do out there, so I could just focus on playing. And I was able to do that, so I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm starting to get like acclimatized.
Definitely. Now, after scoring your first goal, I mean, what did that feel like?
It's good because you want to earn the respect of your teammates. I think that's important, and I think that helped. You know, you want to get the fans on your side, and as a striker, it helps my confidence, and that's most important.
Now, people want to know, you went to Birmingham on a trial in the off season. I mean, how come? What was the feedback from Birmingham? Why you didn't get a chance to sign over there?
Well, my agent told me to go over there and see what it's like and train. But in the back of my head, you know, I want to impress the coach, and hopefully, you know, he wants to offer me a contract. But you know, with this situation and where they were at the table, it wasn't the right situation for me. And I had to move on, and there was other opportunities, and you know, Ingolstadt showed a lot of interest in me, and it was hard for me to leave LA. You know, I love it out there. So I still reminisce about it. And, you know, I'm happy right now where I am.
Now, coming into the national team, coming back to the States for the first time, how do you feel, man? Are you happy to be home?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to be here, but I know it's a work in progress. You know, I'm always trying to get better, and it's good to see everyone and be back in America. You know, I can just talk to anyone freely.
Definitely.
And it's a pleasure. Bob's called me back in, and especially being in Germany. He can't watch every game, but he respects the fact that I'm in Germany and the structure, that the system they have out there. Hopefully I can do well and score some goals while I'm here.
How was training in North Carolina this past week?
It was good. The weather was good out there. Been training hard. Not too hard, but, you know, trying to get sharp enough to where you can see players and put the right, you know, team on the field. And hopefully you can perform and do well.
How was your performance this week? I mean, being back with the boys.
This week, I think it was fairly good. You know, I'm happy with it. You know, I'm always hard on myself. I'm probably my biggest critic, and I'm always trying to be perfect, but it's impossible. No one's ever don't make any mistakes.
Yeah, except for Gucci or Naval.
Maybe Gucci can do whatever he wants.
Let me ask you a question. From last camp that you were in with the national team to this camp, what's different about Edson Buddle's game?
Well, I would say not much has changed. Someone always told me someone told me when I was younger, they said not to change, anything that got you there. You want to still do the same things that got you there. Some people get to a certain level and then they try to change up once they get there, and they drop down. So I try to just do everything that I've been doing and work on my weaknesses, and try to sharpen up my strengths,
Definitely. Now, going to the Argentina game, I mean, is a good idea that you guys have to play a lot of defense, and I don't want to disrespect situation, but you're playing versus a big national power. So you guys plan on playing one forward or what?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious to see how we're going to play and who he's going to put out there, but I'm totally aware that it's a team that likes to possess the ball. They're comfortable all over the pitch, and that maybe I have to play 75% of the field, and if I'm out there.
Now I'm envisioning, obviously, what's your hometown?
I say Westchester County,
okay,
because I lived in New Rochelle, Port Chester, and Mount Vernon. So.
And we're playing the game on Saturday at the Meadowlands, New Jersey, which is probably less than 50 miles away from where you grew up. This is almost like a homecoming. You scoring against Argentina, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. I visualize it.
You visualize it already?
I visualize it, and my reaction. I don't know what I'll do yet. But
just don't do the stanky leg.
Nah, I won't do the stanky leg.
Okay.
I won't do the stanky. That's for the young boys. I'm almost 30. I can't do no stanky. I like my fall off.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you being in Germany, do you get a chance to follow the MLS?
Yeah, I watch all the highlights.
Yeah,
I watch all the highlights and follow MLS all the time.
Hey, do you think LA has a chance without you being a striker this year?
Of course. They have a solid foundation. I can't put them in the doghouse just because I'm not there. But LA has a fair shot, especially when you have Landon and David out there, and Omar Gonzalez in the back. Got Ricketts in the goal. Those guys are solid.
Have you got who have you spoken to since you've been in Germany from the LA team? Kept in contact with?
I would say Ricketts.
Ricketts?
Yeah, I talk to Ricketts the most. He's cool. And we keep in touch. Probably.
Did he give you any pointers about playing overseas before you left?
He wanted me to stay in LA. He don't like overseas. He likes Jamaica and he likes
America.
LA, That's it. He's just homesick. He gotta have his Jamaican food,
Let's speak about that. Can you cook?
A little bit. I can cook a little something.
So you get a chance to cook?
Put a little seasoning and throw it in the fire. That's all you gotta do.
Do you find any jerk seasoning?
Nah, I have to import maybe. Who knows? He may find it. Who knows?
May find it, right?
Yeah.
You never know. Well, I thank you for taking time out for Futbolr TV. We definitely want to wish you luck going forward, not just in the season, but hopefully for the Gold Cup, more calling for the U.S. national team, and keeping your team out of relegation, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
And
best too.
And that's a question. Are we planning on seeing you in Germany next year as well, or what?
We'll see at the end of the season because if we drop down to the third league, I'll be free. And,
okay.
We'll see what happens.
So if you guys remain in the league, they have an option on your contract.
Well, yeah, contract to second league.
To second league.
2.5 year contract.
Got you.
I'm Edson Buddle, and I am a footballer.